Apa saja bisa berkuliah tanpa terbatas oleh ruang, jarak, waktu, bahkan kewarganegaraan. Dengan konsep pendidikan ini, UICI menjadi kampus pertama di Indonesia dan kelima di dunia yang menerapkan artificial intelligence untuk pendidikan. Artificial Intelligence Digital Simulator Teaching Learning System atau AIDSTLS dan oleh UICI terbukti dapat menjadi platform perkuliahan yang fleksibel. Along with the advancement of technology in the overall global community, digitalization must no longer be considered as an option, but a
Mulai
necessity.
dari awal.
Along with the advancement of technology in the overall global community, digitalization must no longer be considered as an option, but a necessity. Universitas Insan Cita Indonesia, or UICI, was born as the first digital campus in Indonesia, which offers a system that is accessible for everyone. Accessible for everyone means that there is absolutely no limitation to receiving education. Anyone can go to college from anywhere, in any time, with no regard for space, distance, time, or even citizenship. With this educational concept, UICI has become the first campus to implement the use of artificial intelligence for education in Indonesia and the fifth in the world. Artificial Intelligence Digital Simulator Teaching Learning System, or AIDSTLS, developed by UICI, is proven effective to become a flexible learning platform. This is not a web-based system. AIDSTLS can be accessed with or without any internet connection, with or without any synchronization with lecturers. Students also allowed to complete their course sooner, depending on their own independence, perseverance, and seriousness in understanding the prepared materials and assignments. As a campus founded by the alumni core of the Muslim Students Association, or KAHMI, which certainly has a strong network.
Saya menyambut baik inisiatif KAHMI untuk mendirikan Universitas Insan Cita Indonesia, UICI, lembaga pendidikan yang dirancang berbasis digital dengan program studi yang inovatif seperti program studi sains data, bisnis digital. Ini akan memperkaya inovasi pendidikan tinggi kita. Inovasi-inovasi seperti ini yang harus banyak dilakukan agar kita mampu memenangkan kompetisi global yang semakin ketat dan semakin sengit.
Supported by the Indonesian government and more than 3,000 professors and academics from KAHMI, just in the third year, UICI has been able to reach more than 1,500 students spread over 450 cities and districts throughout Indonesia and in several other countries, such as Taiwan, Germany, Saudi Arabia, the UK, and many more. UICI's commitment to providing education for everyone is also complemented by various language options in AIDSTLS. The multi-language service allows AIDSTLS to be used by anyone all over the world including countries that are members of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC. And as an Islamic-based university, which is relevant in responding to the challenges of the time, where technology must be used as much as possible for the benefit of everyone. So what will be continued to be developed in the future? In a technological innovation, the endless support for digital advancement and R&D are important. OICHI will continue to grow and become a pioneer in digital-based higher education with an Islamic spirit. For that purpose, let us be united in building a digital civilization through higher education. Together with Universitas Insan Cita Indonesia.
Mohon izin Bapak Ibu,
Ya, izin Bapak.
mohon izin untuk kita melakukan pergantian perangkat. Mohon izin untuk akun yang ini diberi akses untuk bisa share screen.
Sudah, Bapak.
Baik, untuk gambar dan suara jelas Pak?
Jelas,
Cukup
Pak.
jelas, Pak.
Baik. Oke, kami coba share screen terlebih dahulu. Apakah terlihat?
Lihat, Pak.
Ini ketika kita geser tampilannya, apakah sudah terlihat?
Ya, terlihat, Pak.
Enggak. Ini aku lagi mencet nggak jalan nih. Di sana lagi ngapain? Kayak kalau dua kanan kiri mau beda, bukannya colokannya harus kita pindah salah satu ya? Kalau colokan kanan kiri pengen beda, bukannya harus kita pindah salah satu ya? Kan pengen beda kan kanan kiri, bukannya harus kita pindah itunya, kabelnya.
Bapak, kita bisa mulai ya? Apa?
Jam berapa mulainya?
Ya, izin Prof. Udah boleh kita mulai ya, Prof.
Ya, Pak.
Oke.
Gak apa-apa dari sini aja.
Tes. Tes 1 2 3 tes. Tes 1 2 3 tes.
Ya, terdengar Bapak. Kita mulai ya, Pak.
Mohon izin sebentar Bapak Ibu, kami masih ada sedikit kendala. Kami masih memastikan terlebih dahulu.
Oke, nggak apa-apa.
Oke.
Intan, suaraku terdengar udah ya?
Iya, udah terdengar, Pak.
Berita kamu nggak suarain, Mbak? Udah. Hah? Oh,
Suara Prof, suara Mas Raffi.
suara gitu ada.
Suara Mas Raffi tadi kedengeran. Tapi suara Mas Raffi tadi kedengeran.
Beriak aja. Cobain. Coba itu. Dia nyala.
Iya, aku tadi gak jual tadi, tapi suara Mohon izin Bapak Ibu, apakah boleh kita mulai?
Udah bisa dimulai, Intan?
Ya, Mbak. Kita mulai ya, Mbak.
Udah bisa ya? Yang itu Badan POM sudah aman?
Badan POM. Tadi katanya udah sih Mbak di WA. Ya.
Oke, aku mulai ya.
Kepala Badan POM sebentar lagi mohon izin ditunggu mungkin 1 menit lagi boleh Bu?
Oh, oke.
Ya, izin ya Bu.
Selamat datang Prof. Diki, Dr. Diki, Prof.
Assalamualaikum, selamat
Waalaikumsalam
pagi.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Di Australia jam berapa?
Saya
Oh,
sedang di Jakarta nih.
oh lagi di Jakarta. Aku kira di Australia. Prof. Ali. Selamat datang juga ya Prof. Ali. Welcoming to for Prof. Ali.
Terima kasih, Bu.
Yeah, have you join us?
Yeah, I'm joining it already.
Okay, thank you. Just a 1 minute we will begin, right? We are waiting for the Prof. Taruna. Yeah, all of the participants. We are waiting for the Prof. Taruna. Maybe 1 minute ya, 2 minutes we will begin.
Izin sebentar lagi Bapak Kepala Badan POM akan masuk ke ruang Zoom ya Bu.
Ya, oke.
Ya izin sebentar lagi masuk.
Assalamualaikum, JK. Jafar Kotob, Assalamualaikum. Are you there?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Professor Ali bin Salamat. Salamat. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Diki Budiman. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Good morning. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good morning, Prof. Ali.
Morning. Thank you, Prof. Joko.
Kita mulai ya.
Ya, baik Bapak. Izin baca, kita mulai ya, Mbak.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed speakers, good morning and welcome to international webinar, an international platform dedicated to the importance of big data in health for national resilience strategies, which is held by Universitas Insan Cita Indonesia. My name is Siti Aisyah, and I'm honored to be your master of ceremony and moderator for today's event. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend my warmest welcome to all of you joining us from different parts of the world. All praises be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Lord of the world. With His infinite mercy and blessings, we are granted the priceless gift of faith, Iman, and Islam, allowing us to gather here today in goodness and righteousness. May we always be among those who remain grateful for His endless grace. Let us also send our heartfelt salutations and blessings upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. Through his guidance and intercessions, we are able to embrace the beauty of Islam and live by its noble teachings. May we be among those who receive his intercession on the day of judgment. Amin, Ya Rabbal Alamin. To begin, let us first extend our highest respect and appreciation to the Honorable Chancellor of Universitas Insan Cita Indonesia, Prof. Dr. Laode M. Kamaluddin, MSc, MA. The Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Woni Ahmad Ridwan, SA, MA. The Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance, Lely Pelita Sari Subekti, SPMA. The Vice Chancellor for R&D and Investment, Dr. Engineer Jaswar Koto Siang Simar Eng. And the great our speakers, Dr. Diki Budiman, MSc, PhD, and Prof. Dr. Taruna Ikrar, Master Biomed, PhD, Prof. Dr. Ali bin Salamat, who have attended in our meeting, and all of you participants here. The next agenda, let's sing the national anthem Indonesia Raya and Puisi March Song. It's screen's yours.
kreatif juga inovatif, Digital University membara semangat untuk Indonesia. Universitas Insan Cipta Indonesia majulah, nama kita, bakti kita, tetap kita jaga. Universitas Insan Cipta Indonesia majulah, yakin usaha sampai.
Now it's my pleasure to invite the esteemed Chancellor of Universitas Insan Cipta Indonesia, Prof. Laude M. Kamaluddin, to deliver his speech. Please give him a warm welcome. Prof. Laude, the screen is yours.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala ali wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. This is an honor for me to be deliver some short note for the important seminar this morning with the title "The Importance of Big Data in Health for National Resilience Strategy." This topic is very relevant today because, as we know, health is the fundamental value for many other reasons for the human being, of course. But big data also in today is the kind of the new goal in life. In Indonesia, for example, big data is not very familiar until now. Many people in Indonesia data. It's been database. To understand all this kind of thing, it's very important. That's why I would like really appreciate all speakers today, especially for number one. I want to mention one by one, Dr. Diki Budiman. Good morning, Mr. Diki Budiman.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Prof.
Thank you for your participation.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Second, I want to say to Dr. Taruna Ikrar as the head of the Indonesian Food and Drug Authority, or BPOM. Good morning, Mr. Taruna. How are you today?
Good morning.
Number three, Professor Dr. T.S. Dr. Ali bin Salamat, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Student and Alumni Affairs at University Technology Malaysia. Good morning, Dr. Ali.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you.
Also, I would like to thank Dr. Joshua Koto, Vice Rector of R&D and Digital Advancement of University of Insan Cipta Indonesia. Also, I want to extend my gratitude to all the Vice President of the UIC, the Vice Chancellor, basically in America we call it Vice President. Dr. Foni. Second one is the Vice Chancellor of the UIC, Ibu Leli Pelitasari, and all participants who participate in this very important seminar. As I mentioned before, but big data is very important today, especially how is algorithm for big data is have to develop, especially for health, national resilience strategy. Why is important? Because as we know, big data can improve many other things. Number one, we can use the big data more accurately compared to database that we are using in Indonesia today. The second one, also, I will mention the accuracy of the data itself. And big data, especially data analytics, we can predict or many other things because we understand that in big data, the algorithm of big data is very important today. And we, the data warehouse can help, can provide many other data that we need. And, the AI, artificial intelligence, can help to perform the data warehouse that we need for the health itself. So I would like to say the importance of big data health for national resilience strategy for the important seminar today is very important. And also I want to say that the new government really pay attention that to strengthening and efficiency and effective of the information that provide the big data today is necessary for Indonesian development today. I guess that's all I can say. Good luck for the seminar. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Such an inspiring speech. Thank you, Prof. Laude. Today, we are here to discuss how the importance of big data in health for national resilience strategies. We have an insightful lineup of speakers who will share their knowledge and experiences with us. We encourage all participants to actively engage, ask questions, and make the most out of this session. Before we begin, allow me to outline the flow of our sessions. Each speaker will have 20 minutes for their presentations, followed by a Q&A session about 30 minutes after all of speakers doing presentations. We encourage you to submit your question via chat or microphone. Without further ado, let's get started. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Diki Budiman, MSc, PhD, who is epidemiologist and researchers in global health security, risk communication, and public health at Griffith University, Australia, affiliated with Yarsi University. He has more than 26 years experience in development of global health security, public health, and risk management. Dr. Diki, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Aisha, as a moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Pagi. Sorry. Honorable the Rector or the Chancellor of OIC, Professor Laude, and also Honorable the Vice Chancellor of OIC, and of course Professor Taruna, my honor to you, and also Professor Adi. Nice to meet you also via this seminar. And also, ladies and gentlemen, now we'd like to bring one topic on health security and also big data. Allow me to share screen. Aisha, is it okay? I mean, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
It has been seen.
Okay. My topic will be about the importance of big data in health for national resilience strategies. Of course, I will mention and also relate it to health security, since my PhD mostly on the global security and also any kind of aspect under health security. The presentation, I hope, will not wait. Sorry. Okay. The outline of my presentation will be started by the introduction, and also then I will bring awareness message to all of us about how important about the big data on health, and also, of course, I will pitch some case study to give us lesson learned, especially from pandemic situation about how important about big data, and also and briefly I will mention about our discuss about the risks and advantages and disadvantages of this big data in health, and also then I will come to conclusion, of course, the very brief conclusion. Again, the national health resilience is very important, and every nation should consider and also should put a very serious, I would say, a program to maintain and also to strengthen their national health security, and including resilience. Without resilience, there is no health security. And of course, in term of health resilience, is also about the country ability to prevent, respond, and also recover from health threats. And in health, we not only mention about diseases, but also not only about, pandemic, epidemic. It's also any kind of health threat, including biological weapons, and also including the counterfeit of medicine, like now, of course, under the jurisdiction of Professor Taruna Ikrar. And then why big data? Because big data collection is a collection of large scale data generated rapidly from various sources. And this is already also mentioned by the Professor Laude before. And this big data, and also for Indonesia, can accelerate early disease detection and also optimize the medical resource distribution. And as I already promised in my introduction, that I will bring to all of us about the awareness of this big data. Of course, anyone can see the definition of big data. It's mean the health refers to the utilization of large and complex data. It's mean big, it's mean large, and also not only large but complex data. And the complexities come from also various sources of this data. And again, it's not about collecting or data collecting, but also it's about how we use this big data, enormous data, to provide to the leaders like Professor Taruna Ikrar, how he can make a decision making in based on real-time data and etc. And of course, the characteristics of big data, that's I think the next speaker maybe will mention about this one. But in health, as far as I know, and also due to, based on my 26, maybe now more than 26 years of experience in Indonesia, the sources of big data on health in Indonesia is also from, for example, from electronic health records in hospital, from BPJS Kesehatan, National Health Insurance, and also from the surveillance, and also can come from the social media. These sources also still a problem, because electronic health records still have a problem how we can use, how the ethical issue can be handled, and etc. Actually the source of this big data already available in Indonesia, but how we use it, that's another challenge for Indonesia. Now, as I already promised to you, that I will bring awareness about how important the big data is. oxygen crisis, for example, this case study is from India, not only not to mention in Indonesia and also other countries. During the second wave of COVID, which is we know that's a cause of by Delta variant, hospitals across the country face a severe shortage of oxygen supplies. Then that's because there was no real-time centralized data system to track demand and manage distribution efficiently. And in another side of the world, for example, our neighboring country like Singapore or also then South Korea, which we know they have the robust big data system. They can also make a predictive analytic to forecast oxygen demand and streamline logistics. So in contrast, we see different situation in those two countries, Singapore and South Korea, compared to India. And this is the real example of the big data crisis, which cause also oxygen crisis in India. Another example is Ebola. Ebola outbreak in Africa. It's not only we talk about the cause from pathogen, for example, the virus, but the way we handle the outbreak is also weakened by the lack of big data in healthcare. Because of that, then we see in many cases cannot diagnostic and also cannot treat, and that of course has the impact to the increasing case of the mortality. And again, we seen this example that how important about the big data is, because then there is no real-time data system to can respond to emergency faster and prevent resource shortage before they escalate. So again, the big data is not only responding to the current situation, the current crisis, but also the future, and also learn from the previous outbreak or previous crisis. Then I will come to the risks, advantages, and disadvantages of big data in a nation like Indonesia. Of course, the big data offers significant benefit for disease surveillance, resource allocation, and also healthcare policy development. But again, every type of policy also bring risks and also challenge, of course. And that's why we have to also always do the approach of, the management risk approach, and also risk communication strategy approach, and every policy we make. My PhD not only in global health security, but also in leadership and also risk communication strategy and also management, risk management. So I will bring in that perspective of my presentation on this role of big data in national health resilience. Again, my 3 points on how important of big data in national health resilience, and of course then we will come up to the health security. First, about how we as a nation can make early detection on any kind of health threat, or not only a pandemic response, and also how we can also manage the disaster and emergency health management using the data from not only from hospital but also from other resources. And again, another also role of this big data is also we can manage the chronic disease, which is we as the country approaching and facing the demographic bonus, we also seen the increasing number of elderly, and also increasing number of chronic disease. So the use of big data in helping the decision maker to make a policy is very important. And of course, as I mentioned before, the risk of big data in health system is also should be identified, because we know, even we know big data has also the advantages in helping the nation and also the leaders, but we have to also be aware that the big data also can introduce or bring the data breach and also privacy concern, and also data bias and inequality, and also misinformation and misuse of data. So again, maybe later on in discussion, we have to also give or help the government in thinking about who will manage this big data, because those of this, I mean, this all of these risks should be also mitigated. It's mean the institution who handle, analyze, collect this big data also should be the one who has a proper system to mitigate and also prevent this risk happen, because misuse of data is very also serious aspect that we have to consider. Of course, then we know that the big data also has significant advantages, and as I already mentioned about the enhanced disease surveillance, early detection, and also more efficient healthcare resource management. And this is also can helping the equitable vaccine distribution, and also because Indonesia very wide countries with many islands across the 34 provinces, and also of course finally the most important now, how we can help through this big data system to improve public health decision making, not only by the leader of this health sector in Indonesia, of course, the Minister of Health, but also by the leader at the provincial level and also the district level. That's the important and advantages of this big data. And of course, in Indonesia, current situation, we also face several challenge or issue. For example, the now government has very good strategy of program. Now the President Prabowo already launched the what to say pemeriksaan kesehatan gratis, the free health screening in Indonesia. That's very important and very strategic approach to have a early detection and also to prevent more chronic disease problem in the future. But then we have to also to help the government that we have to identify more, prioritize the target, and also how we can manage and handle the data that we collect during this health screening. And this is also, I think, a very perfect time, Pak Rector, how we can also help the government to manage their data after or during the health screening. And also, I think it's also relate to program makan bergizi gratis, or the one that also released by the President Prabowo. And the other also issue also we can also help in term discuss discussion about the big data is about the BPJS Kesehatan or National Health Insurance, who also face the deficit issue. We can also because I was in BPJS Kesehatan in super body institution in BPJS Kesehatan. One aspect that we can also attach is about the fraud detection, analyzing claim data to detect the fraudulent of this they are in national health insurance claim. This is the the case study COVID-19 and also big data Indonesia. I think I already mentioned a little bit before. I will come up directly to these advantages of this big data. Of course, despite its benefit, there's several challenges limit the full potential of this big data. For example, infrastructure gap and digital divided. Of course, especially for Indonesia in eastern part of Indonesia, we have to put more resources there, and also the cost. It's costly. It's mainly implementation require high budget to implement, and of course then we also if in health sector we should also consider the current system and strengthening the current system to become also supported as the big data system. And of course, the last about the ethical and legal challenges, because informed consent and also data governance is very critical. And also this is something that we still have issue, not only in this big data, but also in other aspect of health program. Again, the key points about the big data and health security. First, I would like to remind all of us, especially for the student, that the potential benefit for big data in health is early disease detection, targeted intervention, and improved research. And also, I would like to add the support the decision maker in making decision in health, of course. And again, the potential problem, the risk is still there, but privacy, data bias, and also infrastructure. And again, the lesson from the pandemic demonstrate the power of big data, also highlight the need for sustainable and ethical implementation. The challenge was again about the data security and privacy, health system, and also infrastructure. Now, maybe this is a little bit still theoretical for health sector, but I think the current Minister of Health already also start to build this big data, and I think some already show the big progress and good progress. If I categorize, can become three categories: strengthening data regulation and ethics, building digital health, and also training and developing. And in terms of future trend of big data in health, of course, AI should be also considered as, I think now it's become very more important as a machine learning also for health prediction, and also global collaboration is very important. And again, as global health security expert, I would like also to remind all of us that climate change is the biggest global health security threat. WHO already identified, and also many global health security experts also agree that climate change is the first rank of global health security threat. And then because of that, the big data health in Indonesia also should put indicator under the climate change to also detect and also analytic, so to see how Indonesia situation will be. And in healthcare as a whole, I can also identify and categorize several issues that also can be supported by big data, including now under the current Minister of Health. He also already started build the genomic sequencing and also I think real-time alerting and also the telemedicine. This is also the real implementation of big data analytic in health. This is my last slide, Isa, and I would like to raise again that big data in China. Griffith University has very strong cooperation with many universities in China. I will go also into China maybe in after Lebaran to speak and also coordinate the scientific conference, international conference on One Health. The big data management system in China is so advanced, and they can detect very early, preemptive about the threat situation, and that's what happened in China now. That's the reason why in media it's easy to get the increasing number of let's say specific case for let's say respiratory infection, flu infection, etc. Or mycoplasma, etc. So because the system is so advanced now, and now I would like also to remind all of us that this kind of situation, the wet market in China now still there, and in Indonesia also. This is the hotspot for the outbreak or the pandemic situation can come or arise, and the source of this kind of zoonotic disease outbreak is many Indonesia, and that's why we have to very aware that the big data in Indonesia is, I think, is very, very important, like what we've seen in several example in China and also during pandemic. And this is my conclusion and recommendation. Again, big data is a pillar for national health resilience, and strong investment and policy needed, because as I already mentioned, this is not easier and also not cheap for a health program, and that's why we have to have the collaboration. The government also should consider to have this investment on big data, but should be also think and act careful in terms of the security aspect of the data. And last, finally, I would like to raise the importance of collaboration between government, academia, and also the private sector. Of course, we have to select what kind of aspect that we can collaborate among us due to the ethic aspect and also security aspect. Thank you. That's all my presentation. Back to your moderator, Aisa. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dicky, for such an insightful presentation. That was truly enlightening, and I'm sure our audience found it valuable. Thank you so much. And we will now move on to our next speaker, Prof. Dr. Taruna Ikra, M.Biomeds, PhD, who is head of the Indonesian Food and Drug Authority, BPOM. Prof. Dr. Taruna is an internationally recognized physician, biomedical scientist, and biomedical educator with more than 20 years of experience in practicing medicines as a licensed physician at both private and public governments, hospitals, and conducting biomedical research in university and hospital settings. Prof. Dr. Taruna, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
I send my greeting for fellow speaker, Dr. Diki, and Professor Dr. Ali, and Professor Engineering Jawas Koto. Thank you for the time. The Indonesian Food Drug Authority will have the idea about the implementation big data in BPOM and how the importance of the big data for health security and health defense. I just am sorry to present this one in Indonesia because my IC is speak in Indonesia. But by the way, in Indonesian Food Drug Authority, we have so big data because we know that very large our authority belonging to the food and drug management. In my slide, I will speak about first is a BPOM belonging to the defense and health security. The second thing I will speak about the big data in BPOM or in big data in Indonesian Food Drug Authority and PLOS. In this online, the next slide, we see that we speak about Indonesia Food Drug Authority. We have the organization like in the slide we saw that we have from the central government until in the periphery. We have inspector primary, our inspector utama, we have the secretary utama, and etc. And belonging to this, also we have vertically common to all of the Indonesian. We say the unit pelaksana teknis. We almost have 106 branches unit pelaksana teknis, and means belonging to the Food Drug Authority or Indonesian Food Authority. We have managed for the national system. And in our authority, we say we have 3 pillars. The first pillar is industry. The second pillar is government. And the third pillar is speak about the community or the citizenship or all of the people. So for the industry, we have 224, the huge industry in the drug, and also we have 152 industry in obat bahan alam, and we have 1,000 the unit micro industry, and also we have about the cosmetic more than 1,000. And industry for the food, we have 1,000, but for the distributor and etc., we have 1 million. And belong to our authority, we manage about from pharmaceutical industry and from food industry, we almost manage 6 trillion rupiah, or about 400 billion US. And about what the BPOM contribution for the health security, we know that we have transformed about the layanan primer, we transform about the layanan rujukan, etc., like in appear in this slide. But the thing we help about for the food and drug management. Belong of that, I think not only we speak about the health security, but we need to speak about the drug security or drug keunggulan ataupun apa yang kita sebut dengan keunggulan atau yang paling spesifik yang kita sebut dengan kemandirian obat. So belong to the pengembangan or development ecosystem in digital, we know that we have the patrolly cyber, and we take down a lot of illegally for the drug and food, and the economic expectation about 32.24 trillion rupiah just for this last year. So the constitution belong to the BPOM is speak about the peraturan presiden, means the executive from the president regulation, and also about from number 95, number 132, and number 39. All of this speak about the principle to manage the data in the government side. So our decision, our regulation belong to the BPOM about this issue is we have at least there are 12 regulation like we appear here, and the principle we will speak about the human resource, or Indonesian say sumber daya manusia, and the second thing we speak about our regulation, and the third about the system. From tier of that, we have that facility, we have human resource, we have employee about 7,000 people around the country for the employee for the BPOM or Indonesian Food Drug Authority. And belong our decision, many decision we understand about how to regulate about food, drug, include the cosmetic, supplement, etc. For make sure their treating is very important for our decision. First, we make sure about the safety of the product. The product should be safe because the people will consume, the citizen will consume this product. So we make sure that is safety. And the second thing about the efficacy, everything we get already approval, the product in from BPOM should be their warranty about the efficacy. That is belong to the the claim of the industry about any product, include the food and drug. And the third should be belonging to the standard quality. I mean, should be the goods quality. So all of our regulation belong to that. And the third, we have a lot of big data from the human resource, from about all of our decision, and also all about the system. Will regulate so many things from the pre-market to the post-market. For example, the Indonesian Food Drug Authority has authority to manage start from the pre-market. For example, start from the clinical trial. We say research and development, we manage then. We approve about many clinical trials, 100 clinical trials for a new drug in last year. And the second thing, we also manage and we approve about certification to any production industry. For example, the industry to make the medicine or any drug should be have good manufacturing certificate from us, from BPOM. And the third, after they finish the good manufacturing certificate, all of the industry, we have the 100,000 industry under us, should be have also another certificate like the no more izin edar. Any item, the product should be have license from us. And the third, the distributor also need certification from us. And even export or import need specific or special letter from BPOM. And the last is the post-marketing. If they have any problem, we can do law enforcement about that illegally or something they do from the industry. Means we manage from pre-market till post-market, all the cycle about the food, all the cycle about the medicine, all about cycle about supplement, cosmetic, and traditional medicine. That means this is a huge authority. That's why we want to make sure that big data is very important for us, because all of the data should be precise data. And some of data is secret. We cannot use it for public. That's why it's very important about the big data. For infrastructure, we have infrastructure from, speak about the big data, we have the jaringan intra pemerintah, means the intra-government networking. Also, we have the VPN and from Kominfo and Pusat Data, national data center. And also we have the data center in BPOM, and we have the system for networking intra between intra and extra government. We have the common center, and we have the big data processing in our office. So this just for example, the index SPA. We know that the system pemerintahan berbasis elektronik we already regulate. Means Indonesian FD is a government technique architecture. We use it because all of the industry should give the data, the basic data to our before they get approval. Next, this is our achievement belong to the national in last year, and from the big data index for Indonesian Food Drug Authority is #1 for is non the central government, but is not department minister, means only agency. We had is #1, but for all of the government side is more than 100 government side. We are #4, means we have a good achievement. Is index achievement. Just we saw from 2021 is only 2.91, and increase in 2022 and increase into 2023 become 4, means almost 2 times, and the last one in last year is 4.56 index achievement. For the 5, the top one means we almost perfect. About the big data of BPOM, we also develop start from 2016 till 2000. This year is a little go down, but we expect in the 2029 will gradually increase. Our contribution in the big data is many our regulation include the external and internal, I think. And the portal Satu Data BPOM, mean we have the big data for the system that Satu Data BPOM, we already saw that we have a lot of data. And BPON Command Center also we have we acquire this just for example is in the registration pangan olahan means the food registration we can show you. We show you that nomor izin edar is about 1,000 every month we have it. And BPOM and the big data is we have the geospatial from Aceh till the Papua. That means basic in our big data, we cover it is very huge, specific belong to our regulation and our authority. And about the data for the education, we also develop application start from 2018 and until 2000, and we develop gradually every year. We update it until 2024, and this is to check which ones the data is legal, illegally, or false, or any fake data we can check in our system. And the integration for the health data for the national system, we coordinate with the Minister of Health, we coordinate with the BPJS, BKKBN, and any stakeholder in BPOM. And next, this is all of the just picture we saw, how our system work for the big data. But the most important, we saw that from the big data system in BPOM, they are treating is very important for us. The first is speak about the data and information about the drug and food for the best quality. That means we want to make sure all of our data can make warranty for all of the people use it, the food or consume the food or medicine will good quality. And the second thing, we have the interoperability data between BPOM to another stakeholder, for example, BPJS, Kementerian Kesehatan or Minister of Health, even to Badan Intelijen Negara or intelligence agency and police, etc. We have the collaboration interoperability data with many stakeholders in our country. And the last one is we want to visualize the data with about the food and drug by a good visualization. I think that is our presentation belonging to the implemented the big data in Indonesian Food and Drug Authority. But by the way, we will happy if any insight for our presentation to make more strong for the big data collection and big data security in Indonesian Food Drug Authority. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Dr. Saruna. What a fantastic presentations. Now let's continue with our next distinguished speaker, Prof. Dr. Ali bin Slamet, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Student and Alumni Affairs at University Technology Malaysia. His research interests in big data and AI in healthcare. Prof. Dr. Ali, the screen is yours.
Okay, I found this on the web for search interest in big data and AI.
All right, thank you very much. Can I share the slide?
Sure, please.
Is it possible to share the slide? Yep. So again, thank you very much for the invitation to give a sharing on the international web seminar, the importance of big data in health for national resilience strategies. So I think this is very much important elements of the research and of course the national sovereignty and I would like to share on this topic very much, and I try to simplify it for trying to look on big data in the eye for the medical healthcare. Yeah. So so this presentation, I will share a bit on the transformative AI and big data, that how important it is for the futures, and of course, and the understanding of the enhancement of national resilience strategies, in particular of the health sectors, and very, very important areas of health in context of national resilience. And again, I think the topic related to big data has been shared with all the speakers very much, but I just try to bring the views for those who are not really familiar of big data and AI. And basically, big data, as being mentioned, is involving large and complex traditional processing software, and involving very large volume, varieties, velocities of data, and that being characterized very important on this notion. Without the knowledge of this, we know big data, but we need to have a good talent. I think is very important. And again, what we have seen in ASEAN in particular, I think Indonesian is a big country with a lot of talents that becoming a new wave of how the countries can move into world stage of economy. As you can see, how China is moving up, as being shared just now. They are actually harvesting the best brain of the countries to move forward. So I believe that we in ASEAN, and I think in particular for the Indonesian citizen, whereby they are very much good, talented people, that we also can have them in defining the futures of our economic sovereignties for ASEAN nation. And again, when we talk about big data, we cannot run away from a bit theoretical part of understanding of it, that most of us here, I mean, the participants should also look at in a way how we develop this kind of knowledge, then becoming innovation. And once it's becoming innovation, it will have to alleviate the societal impact, has been mentioned just now, across the region and across the sectors. And as you can see here, is artificial intelligence is one of the very important elements that we are looking at, and developing the intelligence is actually try to use the computational approach to help us in reducing the time taken in processing all the information, in particular like the healthcare's application. So this is very much important, and we have a data that is very big, and how to utilize the data to reduce the cost of operation, and again, is becoming a new economic values to us. And of course, the combination of it, as you can see here, we have this artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. This is all about the core pillars of big data. So as you can see here, this is like a what you call as artificial intelligence incorporating human behaviors, and with the machine learning or system. And machine learning is a core of it, whereby you have a big data and is a volumetric of the data. And then at the bottom of it, we need to have people to have confess and profess in the computational processing. Therefore, I think this is very much involving computational thinking and things like that. And there are levels of understanding how we classify using the term, we call it machine learning and deep learning, whereby machine learning is like we have this input process, and we have this features engineering, and of course we have the input like cat, for instance here. So we need to extract the shape of the cat. Yeah, we call it the colors and the figures and the sound of the cat, and we need to understand the features. Yeah, so kind of picture extraction, and then we classify using black box, and we can understand whether it's cat or not cat. So someone need to help this particular classification process to be done. But when it comes to deep learning, it makes that the raw data does not need someone to help them to extract and to classify, meaning that the input is inserted into the deep learning, automatically it will understand that either is correct or not. Okay, so this is the typical understanding now, yeah, of this kind of process, and it's becoming more advanced in a way that the deep learning now becoming like different types of data that is like the image or multimodal interfaces and things like that. So this is the thing that we have. Then it is involved like a generative adversarial network, whereby those sample may have some unknown sample or unknown images or unknown data that is inserted in it, and we need to identify this is a fake or not fake, or is a clear data or things like that. So I think that's being also addressed related to the ethical part of it. And moving ahead of this, and we have this machine learning, artificial intelligence, and we have the deep learning. Now the term comes with a new what you call as coin word. We have an explainable AI. So how the AI that is used can explain what is actually the outcome that being generated from it. So we currently have this expert, yeah, with the people to identify it. And of course, the expert is not just only single expert in the areas of machine learning, but expert of the business, data scientists, developers, and of course, the expert in those related areas. So it's becoming bigger and bigger now on this kind of thing. So again, as you can see here, like ChatGPT and others, they are actually utilizing the large language model. And I believe that by having this, like now we have a DeepSeek is one of the competitors of the ChatGPTs. And in future, we can also develop our own ChatGPT that is very cost efficient, that is focusing very much on the natures that we have in our country. So the importance in the society is that I can see that is very important to the healthcare, finance, and of course the decision-making process and others. Yeah. So types of medical data, we can see that is when we go to the deep level is either semi-structured or unstructured data, and highly organized or easily accessible, and of course unstructured data and others as well. So this is very much important. Either you can see that this photo is a fake or it's not fake. So this is something that we have is now becoming like a normal to everyone. You enter your own photo into generative AI, then it will process it according to what you wish to. Yeah. So it's quite interesting to see that. And a source of big data is either from the people, yeah, from the places, yeah, or from the global events, tsunamis, fires, flooding, and others. And those are the normal thing that we have. And how do we collect this data? As you can see that when we talk about big data and the parameters, either is structured, unstructured data, semi-structured, geospatial data, open source data, machine learning data. The issues is when we want to use the data that is available, are they actually being clean? Are they actually good for us to read it? And because it's the data from, let's say, from the sensors, from the image, from the text, and how reliable they are. So someone need to clean it. Therefore, I think the issues of missing data set is also very important, because you have a lot of data, trillion of data, but either is good or not, we need to really understand, and someone need to actually identify it. But we need to train AI in such a way that we will able to get a good data that can help us for the future work. And again, we need to have a collection of data, and data sovereignty is very important. Therefore, many countries in the world nowadays is actually trying to push hard to have their own data centers within the countries. If anything happen, your data might not be lost. Otherwise, data is being stored somewhere, and we are going to lose our we call it khazanah intellectual for the nation, because these are the information that going to be used in the futures. It's like in the old days, we have a lot of books collection from the our scholars, yeah, our past finding, yeah, but we cannot retrieve it easily now because it's stored somewhere, held by different libraries in part of the world. So I think in the futures, if we don't take this into serious initiative as a nation, yeah, or as ASEANators, for instance, then those intellectual capacities that we develop by our very own people, maybe not be able to be retrieved anymore, maybe in next 100 years, yeah, because paper-based societies has been diminished. The data is already in the cloud, but we don't have our own cloud that can store data locally, that can be used as a future reference, yeah. And one of the examples that we have here in particular in Malaysia, so we are now actively attracting a lot of data centers to be developed in this region, yeah. And of course, to share, at least in ASEAN, we have one areas that can actually support for the data centers around the Southeast Asian region. And therefore, the data is here. And of course, we can have the replicate data within respective countries. So it is very much important that we have. And of course, as you can see, the big data for health, quite numbers of things that we can look at for monitoring the life support, analyzing the data for the tail signal, notify the impending problem and others, yeah. And many applications that we have here, like a very simple example here, yeah. As you can see here, this is the machine learning that we use to support this kind of application, yeah. And of course, as you can hear, this is the robot, yeah, that being developed. Yeah, so they use machine learning and artificial intelligence and deep learning. Yeah, we have people, elderly especially, they cannot move right and left, and we need to have the techers, yeah. So we need to have this within this region, yeah, centers to help each others on medical, healthcare, assisting on this kind of thing. So we develop this kind of thing, yeah. So this is the research done by Waseda University. I happen to be just coming back from Waseda, that we have been analyzing on this, they call it Moonshot program, to facilitate the elderly in the coming 5 to 10 years period of time, yeah. And of course, this is the generation of ChatGPTs that we can see here, a lot of issues, and we have that ChatGPT, but we don't have local or ASEAN ChatGPT, for instance, that considering very much on ASEAN context, yeah. But because like the present ChatGPT is like having a bias, hallucination and things like that. And I think these are the thing that we look at, the information that they have probably not really accurate. Nobody actually verified. So this is the issues that we are facing. Yeah, it's there. Many are ChatGPT alternatives. So how do we know that they are properly governed, properly checked, and things like that? Even Copilot having their own chat, as for instance. And AI for predictive models, as you can see here, for the medical healthcare is more on the improved diagnosis, yeah, medical imaging, awareness staff, remote monitoring, precision medicine, predictive analytic, drug discovery, personalized treatment. So these are the overall that we can see from the improved diagnosis. And of course, from the AI and big data for the global health. So we can see that there are many problems with the access of the, the remote location. We need to have the tele-surgery, for instance. And of course, the practitioner and specialists in the workforce is not many, and the equipment are very expensive. We want to have it in many municipalities, yeah, many daerah, for instance, and of course the cost of the things that we have. And of course, AI can help on the portable diagnostic, clinical research support, and population of the health. But the thing is that we need to build more. I think it's being shared by all the participants, all the speakers today on the AI literacy. We need to have or educate more literate people, yeah, and the talent that support the local indigenous problem that being developed, being by them to support the local problem, yeah, and development of the regulation and more support on the funding of the impact of the project related to the health that supporting local, and of course infrastructure and services, and of course these are the things that is needed to have the proper ecosystem for the healthcare services. And this is the we call it the business services that we have in the healthcare, yeah, from the surveillance, yeah, population risk management, the intervention, and of course intervention targeting. And from there we see that what are the prevention, what are the diagnosis, what are treatment and the follow-up treatment, and how the AI, artificial intelligence, and big data is playing very much important to ensure that the medical records are stored in a proper database, and avoiding the fraud securities is very much important. And of course, the clinical and claim processing, and of course, the pharmacist is looking for the drug discoveries and optimization and others. Yeah, so quite big what you call as sectors that we have to really look at, and everyone is actually looking for health services. And I think one of the typical example for the risk that we have to look at, like the pandemic outbreak, that the infectious disease emerged and spread rapidly across the countries, and we need to have the early detection of this. And big data is very important, and of course the hospital admission, the patterns, hospital pharmacies, sales, social medias, and to enable the early detection outbreak, and then tracking the speed of the what they call as the healthcare and the outbreak of the pandemic, and what are the resources, and how do we communicate among the publics, ensuring the accurate information reach the highest risk population. And of course, we need to have our own countries. If another pandemic again occurs, the country will be able to contain the outbreak more effectively, minimizing deaths, and of course, reducing the economic disruption. And I think this has happened for us every time the natural disasters like floods, earthquake, and of course, these are very important. And for us, we do have a research centers on disaster risk management, and we understand that the big data, the information from satellite, social media, emergency call, and of course the damage are very important to be identified, together with the monitoring of the health in real time to prevent epidemics. Yeah, and the supply chain is needed to support the people affected in these areas, the medical supply, and of course the support hospital, field hospital, and of course long-term recoveries of damage on the rebuilding efforts of the more healthcare resident system. And the third example is aging population that we have, that is going to be increasing and straining our resources, that we need to have a predictive analytics that estimate the future healthcare needs with the demographic trends. And of course, with the remote monitoring of big data, we'll be able to remotely monitor the health of the elderly, and reducing the hospital admission, and of course, reducing the cost of the chronic condition of the elderly people. And of course, in the same time, we can plan for a proper healthcare workforce demographics that needed by the patient. Then we can plan for the training and recruitment strategies for the healthcare services. And of course, at the governmental sectors, and in developing the policies of the big data on the supporting of the aging population. And of course, maybe some kind of pension reform is also needed here. Yeah, I think just now it was said about the support for the food. Yeah, and I think this is very important to address this kind of thing. And the other part is on the AI ethics, that very much important when you develop this kind of thing on the privacy, algorithmic bias, and accountability in making decision for automated system. They're ensuring the ethical guidelines are being followed, and of course, the ethical concern committees must be able to really look at whatever the use of big data plus with artificial intelligence when it's actually implemented in the societies, that knowing what is clear and understanding what are the things and be transparent from each other, the data, the information are not being stored secretly or secretively without being shared with the prospective patient. And of course, to have the abilities to understand the what they call as the outcome of the healthcare decision must be explainable and interpretable to the affected people. And of course, it can be auditable by third parties to ensure that it is trusted all the time. Yeah, we have big data, and if someone may use it maliciously, so it's becoming very challenging for us in the futures. And of course, eliminating or reduce the impact and bias on certain users. I think we have to be fair when we have this kind of implementing big data in AI in healthcare. I think in conclusion, I would say that big data in AI is very important to transform our futures, and understanding the intricacies and ethical implication and responsibilities in ensuring the innovation that we develop can benefit the societies is very much important for us to look at. I think that's all from me again. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunities of sharing the insight of AI, how actually we can look at it in more broader pictures, and preparing ourselves as a region, and becoming addressing the brain that we have in our own countries, in our own region, that actually we can create a new values, new innovation that can be localized within our needs. Yeah. Again, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Ali, so much fruitful presentation. And last but not least, we have our great speaker, Prof. Engineer Jaswar Koto Sieng Si Mar Eng, who is the Vice Chancellor for R&D and Digital Advancement at UICHI, focusing in AI development. Prof. Jaswar, the screen is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Prof.
Thank you to moderator. And firstly, that's thanks for all of participants in this international webinar. That we have to listen already the first speaker tentang security of data, and continue for the foods and the drug from the BPOM. And last is the coding for tomorrow that Prof. Ali already explained, including robot AI, I think. So I think this is very good presentation and very interesting. For my presentation, Intan, could you explain? So, my presentation is about more going deeper for the disease. It means the importance of ICD data for the national resilience strategies. It is international classification of disease. This is already about a project that we have done, collaborate with the UTM, this is Prof. Ali as well, and then Dr. Kaisha, and also Padil Said. The time we collaborate with another hospital and clinics. So the data that we try to present here, how the data can show us for the related for the national resilience strategies. Next, please. Okay, maybe before we go further, that when we look at this question, have we ever faced the misdiagnosis? This is very dangerous question for us. As we know that one of the universities, famous university in Indonesia, it is in Erlangga, and also that they said the misdiagnosis happened in US is about each year, 80,000 or 160,000 cases, even in UK each year. These ones, if we relate it for the resilience of countries, of course, this is very dangerous for us. This is what we affect for the strategies. So after deeply discussion with doctors, medical doctors around us. One factor of here is the wrong interpretation of ICD, including ICD-10s. When the doctor is misinterpretation of the ICD, and then diagnosis is wrong, and then the therapy is wrong, and then the result will be wrong. And then the end will become maybe death or disability of the patient. This is very dangerous for all of us. This has happened, I think almost all of us also same face this also, maybe among our family, ourselves or wherever. Let me look at next, please. Next. Okay. Firstly is, what is the importance of ICD and then what is the ICD exactly? The ICD is International Qualification of Disease. What does it mean? Any disease in around the world is classified under the United Nations, and then they become globally international. And the record and the report and the monitoring the resources, and then they will say around the world. So what does it mean? This ICD will be useful for all around the world. Any countries use it. If any missing from that is a problem for this country. Okay, what's the impact or what is the the use of this ICD? This ICD is for evidence-based decision making. So it means from this ICD, after diagnosis, we know the ICD, and then after that, the diagnosis, the treatment to the patient will be on. Okay, next please. Okay, who is the user of ICD? Of course, physicians, nurse, hospital, and health information. For our topic today is number 7, government and policymaker. This is the most important. As you read it for the first one, was first slide before, 80,160,000 cases will be effect for the government and policymakers. This is now we have to make sure that it will not be happen for the future. Next, please. Okay, now we want to use the ICD that can available for around the world. This is the challenge. ICD is translated currently only 43 languages, and then is used for all member United Nations. But around the world, it's about 117 countries use this system. Okay, now this is a challenge. And after that, another one, number 3 is the most current version. So it means the latest currently is ICD 11 before ICD 10. So what does it mean? The ICD will grow and grow and grow. So we need big data and also for the something system then can detect identically and automatically, okay? Number 4 is, the challenge is because the ICD is 1,000 related for the disease, and then each section will be have sub, and also they have something related for small item. Currently is the doctor, they should remember by their own brains how much they can remember, okay? And then this is difficult to remember and process regularly manually. When we discuss with some doctor, when we ask like interview, how that you can decide ICD number, what they say, some of them, they search in Google, and some of them, they didn't remember. Can you imagine? If they just remember, so how much they can remember? When they're tired, and what happened? They will forget, and they maybe lose. Well, or maybe they lose something, and then they go Google. So Google is mean like also if you have to type manually. So this is like of the challenge. So the possibility, because of that, the possibility misdiagnosis can be happen. This is challenge in ICD use. Next, please. Okay. What is the effect for the national resilience strategies? As we know that before, From the literature that you said 80,160 cases happen. This is in US. I don't know Indonesia, maybe more or maybe I don't know less, we don't know. But however, this is a large number. What the effect of that becomes death or disability twice double. And this is the error effect of that. If this is an effect, I mean, this is the cause, and they will affect for the national resilience strategies. So this is now we have to solve this problem, number one. So today, I'd like to show you how to solve the ICT problem by using the big data and generative artificial intelligence. Next, please. Okay, now how to solve? One, to solve the problem is this, because of 1,000 data, and also have to face the weakness or something like the strongest of the doctor, how to remember by manually. So we can use ICD big data and appropriate use the Gen AIs. So this is that. Why we use that? Because to help medical person to recognize disease and to provide recommendation for more appropriate effective treatment. Secondly is as a reference diagnosis for the doctor. Currently is the doctor have only their own, their own diagnosis. Okay, maybe they can ask for the senior. However, the senior is still like they don't have to involve much. Thirdly, can improve accuracy in speech diagnosis, then ensure the patient receive the best care. This is that how to solve the malfunction of the diagnosis. Next, please. Okay, now this is, I think, is the Gen AI. I think Prof. Ali already explained more detail other than that. But however, let I explain a little bit like close to the health. So it means the Gen AI is generative artificial intelligence. I think Prof. Ali already explained before. One of that is a big challenge in the health sector. Provide benefit for the medical person, researcher, and patient. And diagnosis, treatment, the process, have insurance. So it means so they have insurance for covering how much that they can charge. And also the most important is streamline the risk assessment process, provide health access that suit customer condition and need. So the most important is number 4 is streamline the risk assessment process. This is most important when you use AI and the big data for the resilience strategies of the countries. Next, please. Okay, now is we come with the practical wise. Okay, we make some, this one is we cannot standing alone because we have to collaborate with other parties. Maybe one of from the Japan, the Ocean Aerospace Institute, and also University Technology Malaysia is that we saw before that we develop ICD-10 that we try to apply for the clinics and also for the hospital in Indonesia. And currently that we try to upgrade that we, before we use only one language, it is Indonesian language. But currently that we connect with the translator. So we make, currently we try to make, we try to make for the use for the 92 languages. So it means by the system is we connect with the translator. So the next one is, this is for the generative artificial intelligence ICD-10. As you see, this one in Japanese. So this is just from page. And then next, please. Okay, this is the process of using the Gen AI. Maybe if the doctor, medical doctor, they knows already. But however, let I explain. However, I'm not a doctor, medical doctor, but this is the feeding from our team. Then the Gen AI first analyze patient records, success patient complaint, patient initial examination, laboratory user result before providing patient reference analysis. So let me go from the left side, symptoms. Firstly is patient care. So what does it mean that the patient will talk something when we go hospital? they will tell something what they feel. Okay, they're telling I'm my heart, I'm tired, I'm this, and then we put inside. This is like data, okay? And then after that, the system that we can make initial examination, this is using the nurse. Nurse try to estimate, assess for the symptom of the patient. If they need laboratory, in blood check, in methodology, radiology, and X-ray, whatever, and then also they make laboratory. So this is like feeding data in AI. After that, through the data is the diagnosis will be on, and assessment ICD, and then also treatment. Okay, this is for that become the reference diagnosis by using AI. So this data that we can use the AI, and then from the feeding of the server data as a big data, and then they give the reference diagnosis. This is ICD-10. Next, please. Okay, this one is one example. We make a video, I have a short video in several, one in Indonesia, Japanese, Chinese, and Japanese. I think if there's a mind, let me look at how that ICD-10 work in the big data and AI, generative AI. Please, could you click the in Indonesian? Oh, nggak berpindah ini. Halo? Ya. Ini tutup tadi. Kamu buka semua aja. Oke. Bisa? Itu videonya belum ada.
Nothing appear, Prof. Just the
Nggak bisa muncul lah.
just the audio.
Videonya nggak ada.
Yeah, nothing. Fine.
Okay, thanks.
This is Japanese language.
This is in Japanese.
Japanese, yeah. There is another one also from for using Indonesian or Chinese. Okay. Have you finished for sharing presentation? Maybe for the choosing English, Prof. So the participant can understand what is the description there.
Yeah, I forget. I have to check English. Oh, sorry. This is for the Chinese.
For the Chinese.
So Chinese, yeah, we use Chinese, and then the system is the system transcript by themselves. So what does it mean? When we type in the Chinese, the system transcript in one system database, and then after that they search engine search, and then they come with some solution. Something like this. Yeah. So this one I saw that okay, Indonesia maybe it's okay. Maybe Indonesia Intan, please. Because audience many Indonesian. And this is Indonesia. This maybe for the registration.
So sorry, Prof. The time is over for the presentation, Prof. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof. Jaswar. It's
Yep.
the incredible presentations, and for the last for the explanation of ICD. Yeah, we got the about the illustration of the ICD from the Prof. Jaswar. Thank you so much for your presentation. Okay, now we have some time for question from our audience. Please feel free to raise your hand or type your question in the chat box. I will direct them to our speaker. Host the participants can give the questions in the chat box or direct with the microphone. Okay, maybe I will ask about some question first during waiting for the participants ask the questions in the chat box or for the raise hand. For Prof. Ali, are you still there? And Dr. Diki still there?
Yes.
Okay. And actually, it's the amazing presentation from the all the speakers about the risk management, about the implementation of AI in the healthcare, and the challenging as well for the AI implementations. And I wanna ask some questions about the how is the big data integrations, the big data and the implementation AI from the central to district institutions for the integrations, because as you mentioned before that there are the challenges for the building infrastructures of big data, like the data server, like the supercomputing which we have for the AI running. So how do we build the infrastructure big data with integrations from the central to district institution for Indonesia? It's about your opinion from the Dr. Diki or Prof. Ali.
Okay. Is it okay from my response
sure.
first? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe Dr. Ali can respond more technically, and also of course Prof. Jasper also can also respond to this. So from my perspective in Indonesia situation, because as we know, Indonesia health system also follow the rules of the decentralization, which is aimed to empower regional health facilities, also improve access to quality services, and ensure the efficient resource distribution across different regions. And also we should be aware that in Indonesia, the healthcare access varies widely between urban and also rural area. And in this situation, AI and also big data can play a critical role in supporting the centralized healthcare system. And responding to your question about how AI, let's say, or big data support healthcare in the decentralization system, first, of course, AI can analyze, like Prof. Joshua already show, and also Prof. Previous speaker also already show that the AI can analyze patient data, disease trend, and also healthcare facility capacity to predict healthcare demands in different regions. For example, AI-driven models and can anticipate dengue fever outbreak in Indonesia based on climate, population density, and previous case pattern. This impact can enables the government, especially in rural district area, to pre-position medical supplies, increase hospital capacity, and also deploy health workers where needed. And another example is about the use of this big data and AI in terms of telemedicine platform, which can enable healthcare access in remote region. For example, Indonesia Satu Sehat platform integrate patient data nationwide, allowing specialist doctor in Jakarta, in Bandung, in Surabaya, in Medan to remotely consult and diagnose patient in, let's say, in deep part of Papua or Kalimantan. And it will reduce then the burden on overcrowded hospital in Java Island, for example, while providing equitable healthcare access to underserved population. And also the same situation can also be done to drug and vaccine distribution. And again, in terms of Indonesia situation, let's say we can also use this data in national health data integration, and also BPJS Kesehatan Digital Transformation, and also then in disease surveillance and public health management. But again, there is challenges and also was a recommendation or future step that I can address during this discussion. First, the challenges is about the data privacy risk, for example, BPJS data breach, and also limited digital infrastructure in rural area, and also lack of AI skill for healthcare professional, because I mean, it's very common that the medical staff is not really I would say skilled in this digital technology. And also interoperability issues also rise, hospital, BPJS, and also government system, especially the district office, for example, Dinas Kesehatan. So there will be some solution, of course, that we can also address and also recommend. First, about the strengthening cybersecurity laws, and also expanding the 5G or maybe, I don't know, 6G network, satellite internet, digital health program, and also, of course, investing in big data training for medical staff and policymakers. And in conclusion, for again, by doing this, Indonesia, who we know has a very wide variation between east part and west part of Indonesia, we need to have this a big data system that already adopt and also mitigate many possibility, risks, and also challenges. That's my short response to your question. And of course, I let to the expert in digital health to respond more technically on this question. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Diki. Maybe for the Prof. Ali, can you share about your opinions or for your perspective? Still there? Or Prof. Jeka, you can add it for the arguments or for the opinion about the problem of the infrastructures and challenging of AI implementation in the rural area of Indonesia.
Yeah, maybe that I'd like to add what Dr. Diki said, that I think is the problem is because Indonesia is most of builds the system independently. Each area build themselves, another area build themselves, and then because they stand by themselves. For example, maybe area 1 they have their own, B they have their own, and then when they combine and then learning by one machine, and this is a problem, and then they have to connect each other. I think this has happened in the I think before, when I was in UTM at the time, is one faculty they have their own, one faculty they have their own, and then they have their own different language, and then they don't want to give each other. And this is the challenge. That exactly the technology is not the challenge. I think so. I don't see that the challenge is technology is challenge, but the challenge is the egocentric for the one area, another area is this is the problem. They have something superiority among the others area, and then the other one they don't want to give something like this. This is happen since we make some connection, and not. But if you look at the outside, I mean, like a developed country, they have, I mean, like anywhere they can use. For example, a Microsoft. For example, Microsoft, they have their own server. They have their own server anyway, and then we can choose where we can use, maybe in Japan or maybe Indonesia or maybe our US, any place that we can use. They have interconnected each other. I think this one is a problem with, I mean, in Indonesia. If this is happen, I think is the cost the education cost will be reduced significantly because by using AI, education costs and then like health costs also, I think reduce significantly, and also the strategy is getting stronger. I think this is, I think, this is my opinion. This is the challenge in Indonesia. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it's the challenge for the Indonesian for building the AI. And maybe I will respond for the answer. Yeah, because of that's the important things to collaborate with the three points, the important points before you mentioned about the community, government, and the academia as well, like us. And but how do we develop the awareness of the people of Indonesia in the community, like in the people of the grassroots, to the importance of the health for the resilience of the national strategies? Maybe for Dr. Diki, can you respond, or Prof. Jeka first?
Maybe Dr. Diki, please.
Okay, Prof. Okay, Prof. Thank you for the question. Again, rising awareness about health resilience and the role of big data is crucial, especially for policymaker and also healthcare professional, and also then the general public. Finally, at the end of this awareness, researcher and also practitioner in risk communication strategy, we need to use this strategy in developing, strengthening awareness about health resilience and the role of big data for those targeted people. And because without understanding the importance of data-driven healthcare, decision making remain reactive rather than proactive. And some strategy that I can also recommend to promote the awareness first about the public literacy and digital literacy campaign. Should be nationwide campaign or maybe local wide campaign to educate literate people using the risk communication strategy on why health resilience matters and how big data improve healthcare. Of course, we can use the simplify complex topics with infographics, short video, and also others strategy. And for example, we can bring the issue on public awareness campaign on the importance of real-time health data in preventing pandemics and ensuring fair healthcare distribution. That's the what question. The whole question about the this recommendation is we can use also social media and influencer, use platform of like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube to spread engaging and fact-based content. We can use also gamification, develop interactive online tools, and show how AI predict disease outbreak. We can also have a partnership with school and university, include digital health literacy in curriculum to prepare future generation for data-driven healthcare system. A real-world example on this, we can see in Singapore Health Hub initiative, which is literate citizen as a Singaporean citizen on personal health tracking and digital health record. This also fostering public trust and engagement in big data for health resilience. And the second one and the last one that I can also recommend. Of course, for government, it should be very also important to ensure government official, policymaker, and public servant understand and prioritize big data in healthcare resilience. But I would like to come up to the last, last recommendation. This is about the industry and private sector collaboration, because encourage technology companies, startup, or healthcare providers can also helping develop user-friendly AI and big data solution. This is can be example for this is like chatbot that assist in remote diagnostic for underserved area, and in how question we can use the public-private partnership. Let's say work with tech companies to develop the AI-driven healthcare analytic tools, and also industry seminar and conference, so to hold event like Indonesia something on seminar on to bridge health and technology sector. This is one example. And again, my conclusion is by implementing public literacy, policy engagement, healthcare training, industry collaboration, and crisis preparedness for Indonesia, can raise awareness and build a stronger AI-driven health resilience system. Because in maybe my conclusion, big data plus or add by AI, correct me if I'm wrong, Prof. Joshua, and also other speaker. Big data plus AI technology is similar with faster, or will not only similar, but will result faster responses, stronger healthcare, and better lives. That's my understanding and my my message in this big data and also AI technology. That's my response. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jiki. For the Prof. Jika, do you wanna add for the answers or the response?
I think it's enough. Dr. Dicky explained in detail. I think. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, in the chat box, there are some questions. Maybe I will read it. For the question from Muhammad Faisal, I want to ask the question about the big data in health for national resilience. For this title has indeed developed a lot of questions from me. For one, for the security and privacy in the big data, can it be guaranteed? Because every individual has health privacy, especially personal data privacy, especially in Indonesia. So the question is, how is the security and privacy can be guaranteed for the big data itself?
Yes, very good question. Can I respond to this? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe I because I have to leave in another 5 minutes. So your question is highly relevant. I forgot his name.
Muhammad
Fazi. You mentioned about can security and privacy in big data for health be guaranteed? This is especially critical in Indonesia, where data breach and cybersecurity concerns are growing. Yeah, and we already have that. But correct me if I'm wrong. Perlindungan data pribadi. That's the regulation. The short answer for this question is security and privacy can be strengthened, but never 100% guaranteed due to the evolving nature of cyber threats. However, strong governance, strong technology, and regulatory framework can significantly reduce the risk. And why is health data privacy critical? Because it's personal and sensitive nature of health data. Let's say medical record contain highly sensitive information, including disease history, genetic data, and mental health status. So exposure of such data can lead to stigmatization, discrimination, or financial fraud. Because someone who, let's say, if someone want to become a president, someone who want to become, come to candidacy for governor and etc. So the opponent can also use this data to attack this person. So that's why it's become very critical. And in Indonesia, we has Undang-Undang Perlindungan Data Pribadi in 2022, if I'm not wrong. But health-specific regulation are still developing. So we still have a problem for this. So the ethical issue arise when the third parties, for example, insurance companies or pharmaceutical firm, access patient data without consent. That become ethical issue. And the risk and threat to health data security in Indonesia, we have seen many examples. In 2021, the case study for BPJS Kesehatan data breach, the personal in 2021, we remember at that time was the personal health data of almost 279 million Indonesian leak online, allegedly from BPJS Kesehatan. That data include an IKA, address, phone number, medical history, and exposing Indonesian to identity theft and fraud. So that's was the highlight weak cybersecurity defense and gap in data protection policy. Even in Singapore also has had this issue in 2018, if I'm not wrong, about the hacker access the patient record. Now again, while no system is 100% secure, a combination of legal framework, advanced technology, and public engagement can greatly minimize this risk, Muhammad. And Indonesia must prioritize the health data protection as it expand big data initiative for national resilience. I think that's my response to the very good question, Lisa.
Thank you, Doctor. And for Jika, do you want to add the argument?
Yeah, maybe for the data is currently, I think is the issue is of privacy data is currently is not from the I think is genomic. Yeah, I think is most of doctor now concerned about genomic data. Genomic data is a gene berarti DNA. Now is because the DNA is telling about it's not only identity card, not its identity person, but this is including that character, mentality, and everything. So related for the privacy and security, I think is we know already Indonesia has several happened. Our BSSN and other data cybersecurity also something happened, we know already. So I think is we hope that in the future, the government, our government, I mean, more concerned about the technical wise, and also more concerned something like for the health data. One of the reasons for the seminar important big data in health exactly is I'm going to talk is about is genomic data. As you know, that the genomic data is mean like a DNA test. So currently is if our blood going through go outside of Indonesia, and then the data is they know who we are, and also including gain, and this is also, and then after that they know the gain of Indonesian, and then after that they can identify due to the big AI, so they identify the like general character of Indonesian. So it means I think is talking about security is by technical wise we cannot say 100%, but the security can be increased. This means I think technical wise I don't think so it's so big problem. However, there is some problem. This is I don't think big problem, but the main thing is our government's behaviors mean like regulation. What does it mean regulation? So to make the strong regulation that the privacy data of the people or the people has to be protected and very well, something like this. So I think it's about what I'm going to say is the technical wise, I don't think so. It's a big problem lah. But the problem is, I mean, like the government policy, as you, I mean, like Dr. Dickey said, the health data, because maybe the data itself is something like supposed to be is a regulation coupled by regulation, something like this. I think is this is my question, my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It will be the interesting discussion, yeah, because the government is the rule, the important for the protects the data privacy for the people, health histories, and it's the about the for the cybersecurity will be prominent thing for developing AI, right? So for the building AI, the cybersecurity parallelly, right? For building as well, because in the reality, many institutions built the first about the data infrastructure without thinking about the cybersecurity. Because of that is the many problems is will happen for the next time. And yeah, maybe it's the cybersecurity and for the protecting data privacy is the prominent thing before building the infrastructure, big data, and the AI as well. And there is another question from the Muhammad Faisal. What percentage to get the security in Indonesia? Because we know that currently we can do health anytime and anywhere. How accurate if we check in the system exactly what percentage? Maybe about the application in from the Ministry of the Health. So he asked, how is the accurate of the check the system of health?
I don't.
This is Dr. Dickey is about left already. Left already.
I don't have that question.
Oh, still have
Exact number for that one. I don't know whether maybe you have.
okay. Yeah. I think this one is because how percentage, is it correct?
Yeah.
No, we don't have any data for this one yet because the system is still early launching, I think. So this is no answer. I don't think so I can answer. If this is the answer, can be from the Minister of Health. They can know that because they think, I believe they test already for the mass testing or stress test for the system, I think. Sorry that we cannot answer for this.
Yeah, maybe this is the people have the mistrust with the government of Indonesia about the health, but it's the normally for the people. But the ministry, like the Prof. Taruna said before, the Ministry of Health is trying to building the data infrastructure the best they can do. Because of that, maybe we can access about the BPOM facilities or the systems, and maybe it will built professionally from the ministry, I think. And maybe about the data privacy and protection. I wanna ask about the another challenges about the ethical concern for the AI implementation, specifically in the healthcare. And how's your opinion, Dr. Dicky, like the practitioner of the healthcare, about the judgment of the AI and the ethical concern for the judgment of the doctor itself? Is still mute.
So the question is the judgment of AI diagnosis, maybe.
Yeah, for the prediction or the classification from AI, sometimes it will be trouble with the ethical concern of the historical patient health patients. And what's your opinion about the solving the problems about between the AI judgment for the classification or predictions and the results of the judgment of the doctor between that?
Okay, so maybe some or many of us heard about especially in social media about the case in USA that one mother brought her children to several doctors but couldn't find the exact diagnosis. Then she asked AI at that time, and then finally got some clue and went to the other brain surgery doctor. Then yeah, they found the real diagnostic and it's cured. That's very extreme, or I think for me that's extreme example of the AI precision. Yeah, but again, the integration of AI or artificial intelligence in medical diagnosis has revolutionized healthcare, but it also raises a critical question. The first question is about how precise is AI compared to human doctors or medical doctors. The second one, can AI fully replace medical judgment, like what Aisa asked me before? The short answer for this is that AI excels in precision for certain tasks, but human judgment remains irreplaceable in complex, nuanced cases. That's my short answer. Because when we have comparison analysis, what the strengths and weaknesses of AI versus medical doctor in disease diagnosis. For example, for speed indicator, AI diagnosis rapid, process thousands of cases in second, but medical doctors slower, but incorporate contextual understanding. This is something missing in AI. The second indicator, precision. Yes, AI diagnosis precision, high accuracy in structured data, for example, radiology, pathology. And while in medical doctor, the precision is excellent for complex cases, but it requiring patient history and physical examination. This is something that cannot done by AI. So the third indicator, for example, pattern recognition. AI can detect subtle pattern in images and also data with deep learning. But medical doctor relies on experience, training, and intuition. This is something that cannot done by AI. The fourth indicator is adaptability. So AI limited to data trained models, and AI may struggle with rare disease. This is something that it's depend on input, right? This AI. While medical doctor can improvise and make decision beyond predefined algorithm. That's human capacity, which is cannot replaced by AI. This is the last indicator, which is the most important part and also the most significant difference between AI and medical doctor is about human connection. AI diagnosis no empathy or no emotional intelligence. This is different. Artificial intelligence is not emotional. They don't have emotional intelligence. And medical doctor, essential for patient trust. And it is very important because the trust in human being is very important and can influence many aspects, including the fast, let's say the speed of recovery of the patient. Based on my experience, because the high trust of my patient, if my patient show me in front of my door, let's say in my examination room, maybe half of his or her, let's say, symptom or, feeling has already, disappeared. And that's different, the difference between human and AI. And medical doctor has ethics and shared decision making. This is something that I think we'll say the strength and weaknesses in diagnosis between AI and medical doctor. And again, in general, the conclusion is that AI perform exceptionally well in image-based diagnostic, for example, or such as radiology, dermatology, and pathology, but struggles with multi-system disorder, rare condition, and patient interaction. That what AI can, has a problem. And AI precision in real world cases, the accuracy rate for, let's say, detecting breast cancer now is already higher. 94 something %, and reducing false positive and negative. This means AI in cancer detection faster, more consistent diagnosis. That the trend now in AI. But again, limitation. AI lacks the ability to consider patient symptom beyond imaging, which is a doctor would. And for example, AI also has been tried during pandemic COVID-19. AI powered CT scan analysis has been used or was used in China to quickly detect COVID-19 pneumonia. It was faster than manual radiology reading. The weakness was struggle with mild or symptomatic cases, which was requiring human doctor to interpret result holistically. So again, the last response is that, can AI fully replace MD? No, not possibly never, because AI should be a tool, not a replacement. That's my position. And human judgment is replaceable in ethical and complex cases. So the best approach is not AI versus medical doctor, but a medical doctor plus AI. That's my position. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, thank you. That's a great answer. So we can conclude that's the best collaboration between doctor judgments and the AI itself, because there are the weakness and the advantage by themselves, right? Okay. Any question from participants? I think nothing from the chat box. And do you have other opinion for Prof. Jeka for adding the responses?
Yeah, just for add, I agree with Dr. Diki that AI only partner of the doctor. medical doctor. Not AI will not replace the doctor job, but to help the doctor not to make a doctor tired. Another one also I can call like reference diagnosis. When the doctor try to make diagnosis and then they get pembanding. Indonesia, I asked many doctor, they like as a reference diagnosis, I think like something like this. And then also AI only tools to have a medical doctor to judge more accurate and then more quickly, and then good for the patient, something like this. Only this one, I think. Thank you.
Thank you for the Prof. Jasper Koto. And as we come to the end of this session, I would like to sincerely thank all of our speaker for Dr. Diki. Thank you so much for Prof. Jeka and the other speakers has left because there are another agenda. And thank you so much for Dr. Diki for your infallible contribution and insightful discussion. Prof. Jeka, a big thank you as well for our engaged audience for your active participation. And we hope that today's discussion have provided you with new perspective, actionable takeaways, and about the another insights for the healthcare, how is the importance of the big data in health for the national resilience strategies, and it can from us for the close surrounding, and we spread about the literation, so how is the importance of for the health in the big data in health, and AI can detect faster and can help in the healthcare, and it's the importance, and you can get much insight from all of the speakers today. And let's continue this conversation beyond this conference and work together to make a meaningful impact in the health for the national, maybe in the next futures, in the next time. And before closing, let's take picture together for documentation. For documentation, can you help me, Intan?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you can open your camera because this is for the documentations and it will be engaged together with the taking photo together. Maybe you give the instructions. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you. Done?
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
It's, there are lots of the slides here. Have you taken out all of them or how is it? Done? Have you done? Intan?
Done, Mbak.
Okay, thank you so much for taking the picture. And thank you once again for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming session and the future events. Thank you again for all of speakers who have attended here. And have a wonderful day. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih, Pak. Live ya, Pak. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Dr. Diki. Thank you.
Terima kasih.